Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 19 of my favorite drummers of all time, my favorite 30 drummers of all time, right? Because we're counting down each and every day here this month in November, picking those drummers across any genre that we love a lot, that helped impact and drive so many great albums and bands that we love, and songs, right? Of course. So today I've got a very special one here. So I get my Prezi app going here. This is an American drummer he's another one of those guys that's just kind of like played with everybody. He's done some great stuff as a leader. He has also been an integral part of a fusion band. But like I said, he's played with so many great artists throughout his career. Just an amazing, amazing technician, groove guy, feel guy, the whole nine yards. Let me bring to the stage here today's pick for day number 19. Pick number 19, Mr. Dave Weckl. That's right. Killer drummer. Most know him of course, from the Chick Corea Electric Band, but he has played with all sorts of people throughout his career. Like I said, he's got the Dave Weckl Band, right, that he's had going on for quite a while. And this is a guy who can play burn and fusion, can play old school jazz, can play pop, you name it, right? He's done work with Dave Grusin and tons of people, tons of people. Such a great player, underrated drummer, in my opinion. And I'm going to talk about, it was tough picking three albums that Dave has appeared on and contributed his mighty drum talents to. But I think I got the three that I really, really, really feel strongly about. So let me close the app, say goodbye to Dave's picture here. All right, we'll turn things around once again. So two of my albums happened to come out in 1986. And they're both terrific, and Dave is tremendous on both of them. The first one is going to be his appearance and contributions to Mike Stern's Upside Downside album. Amazing. I would argue that Stern has played with some great drummers throughout his career, and Dennis Chambers, and the list goes on and on. But you got to count Dave Weckl up there on Stern's debut album as one of the greatest drum performances on any Mike Stern album. The title track, Upside Downside. Great thing about Mike Stern's music is like combines like old school, like kind of bebop with a little bit of a bluesy feel, and of course that little rock fusion, that jazz rock edge, right? That Dave Weckl is so good at doing. Upside Downside, Little Shoes, Goodbye Again. He doesn't play on mood swings on this particular album, but he plays on the rest of it. After You and Scuffle, just master class in just how to play tasteful melodic drumming, right? I would argue that Mr. Weckl rarely overplays. When the spot calls for it, he can certainly do so. But man, he just keeps everything so neat and tidy, right? Tied up with a bow, right? That's Dave Weckl. So good. But man, he can do all those little things, that any technical drummer can do. Really, really good. So Upside Downside from Mike Stern, one of my favorite Mike Stern albums. I would argue that probably my two favorites are uh, Time and a Place, his second album, and this one probably for me the most enjoyable Mike Stern albums. But again, I was kind of into them at the time when those were coming out. All right, so let's take a look now at my number two choice. This is tough because this is going to be from my next two are going to be from the Chick Corea Electric Band, obviously. So it's like, which ones do you choose? I think I've always really loved the debut album titled The Chick Corea Electric Band. How great of a logo is that too, right? It's just so cool. I love his. I'm not a big electronic drums guy, but there are certain drummers who really knew how to use them well. Bill Bruford comes to mind. Dave Weckl for sure. He's doing some amazing electronic drums on this album and regular acoustic drums. And I think one of the things I like so much about this album is there's grooves and melodies to die for on this album. And it's just the way he layers in the electronic drums in some of these songs, which are very kind of futuristic sounding fusion pop songs, right? Chick, of course, is great at writing stuff like that. And, this is the beginning of this band. And again, not the definitive lineup yet, right? Because, of course, you got Chick Corea, John Patitucci, and Dave Weckl, who make up three of the eventual five classic members. And then here you have on guitars, Scott Henderson and Carlos Rios, right? Neither of which would factor into the band much after this, right? Henderson would hang on for the tour, but then he was gone. And in place came Frank Gambale and of course Eric on guitar, and then Eric Marienthal on sax. That is the classic lineup of the Chick Corea Electric Band. But man, some great stuff on here. Rumble, Sidewalk, Cool Weasel Boogie's on here. Gotta Match is just absolutely terrific. King Cockroach, No Zone. I mean, just really catchy, engaging songs that they allow for moments of flash from the players, but it's more about the melodies on these tracks, I think, that is so good. And again, there's this kind of like futuristic kind of, it's very 80s sounding, but very futuristic kind of slant to a lot of these songs. And I think Weckel's contributions, both on acoustic and the electric drums, I think just really, really rock solid and adds so much flavor to the arrangements, I think. So yeah, that's my second pick. And my third pick, which is probably my favorite out of all of these, I do try to go in chronological order, but this is definitely my favorite one, is the Inside Out album. It's my favorite Chick Corea Electric Band album, and it's just some amazing stuff on here. This is the album I think where the band just said, "All right, we can write catchy stuff like that, but we want to write some long form arrangements and some really intricate stuff and kind of push the boundaries of jazz rock or jazz fusion." And that's this album here. So again, Correa, Weckel, Patitucci, Marienthal, and Gambale doing all these. You got the Stretch It extended piece, you got Tales of Daring, you have Kicker, the title track Inside Out is good, Make a Wish is very cool on here. And Weckel's just doing some insane stuff on this album, but you got insane stuff from everybody. This is like we're all going to shine on this album, from Chick's amazing piano and synthesizer work, Gambale's blazing sweep picking, Patitucci's nimble runs, Marienthal's flights of fancy on the sax, and then of course Weckel's just intricate nimble drumming, right? So good. So those are my three album picks. As far as the one performance, this was fairly easy for me because it's always been one of my favorite drum performances from this guy, if not in the favorite drum performance, but it's also one of my favorite performances from the band themselves, because they all get to do some really, really cool stuff in here. And that is the epic Tales of Daring from Inside Out, the final track, right? It's was a one, two, three, four-part epic that just takes the listener on this journey. It's atmospheric and airy. It's grand, majestic, symphonic. It's just balls to the wall, almost shredding to an extent, right? Where the guys are just blowing, doing these amazing call and response solos one after another. And man, Weckel is just absolutely blazing on this song. And he's just, they all are, right? You'll have Patitucci will come in with this nimble bass solo, then Gambale doing these sweep picking amazing solos. Chick will come in with this amazing synth solo. You get the saxophone solo from Marienthal, and then Weckel will come in and do this amazing drum solo. But underneath all of it, he's doing all sorts of cool stuff. Absolutely intense. Absolutely intense. I remember the first time I heard this album, I was kind of like, again, this was, early 90s, right? 1990. I'm still kind of new into the whole modern fusion scene at the time. And I'm thinking, I've never heard anything like this before. As a guy who really, my exposure to fusion prior to this was like Mahavishnu Orchestra, Return to Forever, a little bit to Zappa, Jean-Luc Ponty, that sort of thing, Dixie Dregs, right? I wasn't fully into fusion yet, even though I was experimenting with some of it. But the Chick Corea Electric Band kind of really got me into especially modern fusion at the time. And I remember hearing Tales of Daring, and I was just kind of like, my jaw hit the floor. And then seeing him on this tour was just like, and watching all this stuff going on, it's just like, what? It's just absolutely amazing. So yeah, Tale of Daring from Inside Out is my pick for favorite performance from Dave Weckel. And as far as my three favorite albums, we got the first Chick Corea Electric Band album, Inside Out, and Mike Stern's Upside Downside. But again, there's so many other great performances. These are just three. So those are my picks for the great Dave Weckel. Pick number 19. Let us know what you think of Dave if you are a fan down in the comments below, as well as your pick for today. Pick number 19. We'll see you tomorrow for 18. Till then, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we get the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, and our Cameo page. Thank you in advance for all your support there. We have the Sea Tranquility membership options down below too. If you want to join up as a member, it's another way to support the channel and get that little kind of pin badge thing next to your name whenever you're in the chat or the comments section. We also do occasionally put exclusive content up before everybody else sees it here on the channel. For those who are members, you get to see stuff a day or two before the rest of the audience sees it. So that's another option too. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I am Pete Pardo. Upcoming on the channel, of course, tomorrow is What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility Day, where we'll be talking about some new release. Sorry, just looking at some stuff in my closet here. Look at some new album reviews and things. Got a book review tomorrow. Got a couple new album releases for you as well. We've got Friday morning at the Fun House. Actually, no Friday morning at the Fun. So used to saying that. Like I said, Martin and I are taking a few weeks off, maybe till the end of the year, because Martin's got lots of stuff going on with book deadlines and things like that. And we've got SLT Fall Fest coming up. So Rick Labonte and I will be doing live album Love coming up this Friday in the slot of Friday morning at the Funhouse. We'll be talking about the various cool live albums from The Who. And we've also got the Professor's Picks on Friday. We've got the UK Connection coming up on Saturday. It's AOR Melodic Rock Day. And then, of course, ranking the albums coming up on Sunday. Anthony Ferraro from In the Prague Seat and I will be ranking the albums of Steve Hillage, the great guitarist Steve Hillage. So that's all coming up this week, plus other stuff, of course. And till then, I'm Pete Pardo. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.